Now, since the Seabees have completed the first water filter installation back on Fiji, we caught up with them to see what lessons were learned and what changes were being made to improve the process.
So we changed a little bit of the design for the pavers to accommodate for the actual space of the materials of the catchments. That way we can accommodate all of them. So now we have, from lessons learned, we changed, instead of digging down further, and we're kind of building up from the ground essentially, so it's not creating like fall hazard stuff collapsing on itself, as we had to adjust on those and kind of reinforce some walls that we didn't plan for originally.
But now, even with the plan for improvements in place, the installation on Carlson was expected to take a little longer.
Here at Carlson, it's estimated at 92 man days, so the actual duration should be 17 days. So the time difference is just because we had to add in tree removal, just to clear a path for all the materials getting in the size of the water catchments. There was no clear path into our site.
This installation on Carlson is the latest to be completed by the Seabees and will be greatly beneficial to the around 60 residents who live there.
Art is about making the imaginings of the heart visible to the eye. Kwajalein High School welcomed the Garrison to the Spring Art Show April 28th. The pop-up exhibition featured work by junior and high school students in grades 7 through 12. The Spartan Espresso Brew crew was on the scene to fuel exhibit guests with fresh coffee and treats before they toured the galleries of pottery, portraits, and faraway places.
Hi, I'm Jane Art Mama Christie, and welcome to the Junior Senior High School Art Show. This year our theme is Journey, and you can see around the room we have travels from everywhere and personal journeys and amazing artwork my kids made. I'm so proud and enjoy.
So personal journey, everybody had a different perspective on what it was. Some people wanted to depict what they would like to take a journey on someday. Some wanted to talk about their life struggles and metaphorical sense, and some people want to bring in their ethnicity, and everybody has a different creative response to what a personal journey would look like, and it's pretty amazing. Okay, so we have everything from Aurora Borealis over to Mexican Day of the Dead to Journey Back in Time to Cretaceous period and sea monster fossils, and then we have journeys that kids want to go to around the world, so they have a picture place and they had to focus on their sky, but then they also had to think about where they wanted to place that sky, and so some went to Greece, some went to Big Ben over there in London, and okay, so imaginary places, so they, again, journey, imaginary place, and they had to put something about either clouds or mountains in their pictures, and so they had to do something like that, and then they could pick whatever it was they wanted to do. So some people had clouds and floating pizza of awesomeness, and some people had like Mars landscape and pigs fly. All right, so there you go. Everybody has a different creative response, and I love that about art. You can give them an assignment, and everyone has a different point of view and goes with it, and that's one of these things, just to see the diversity.
KHS junior Kaya Sylvester's self-portrait was one of several that stood out to guests. She took a moment to explain the meaning behind the painting.
I always wanted to look up so I can always look forward, because looking at the past is kind of bad. And I had a blowing of my personality outside, like my aura, so people could know that when I talk, I let my personality through.
Be sure to visit the annual high school exhibition again in 2019 and watch for the next Spartan Espresso Cafe event on the AFN Roller Channel.
More than 50 volunteers from the community gathered for a reception April the 17th. This special event is the first formal recognition of volunteers serving in the island's numerous private organizations.
We had the opportunity to recognize volunteers from across Kwajalein Atoll today. So this year we had 175 people recognized. It goes for a number of years back. The specific hours that were tallied was 55,000, I believe 55,000 and some hundred odd hours. We're willing to give to each other for the betterment of the community. And that's how we live. So there's a myriad of volunteer opportunities on Kwajalein. We have a growing MWR entity on the island, but that's been missing for a number of years. So what what has replaced it is volunteers. The running club, the scuba club, the Girl Scouts of America, the Boy Scouts of America, just a number of private organizations across the island volunteering hours to make the community better. So it's traditional at the end of every volunteer season for the MWR to present a check that represents all of the man hours and the money that we saved in volunteer hours rather than paying someone to do those services for the community.
Kwaj appreciates all of the time given by these volunteers and the impact they have here on the island.
In late 1970s and 1980, there was a very active running club, and they kept trying to think of new, exciting events for the community. One day they said, hey, did you hear about the Ironman triathlon in Hawaii? And they said, let's have a triathlon. And they realized that the Ironman distance was so long that they probably would have no participants. So they strategized, they said, let's make it a quarter. And they decided this Iman complex would be the hub. They accidentally came up with what's approximately a Olympic triathlon distance. So our swim is actually a tiny bit short, and our bike is 42 kilometers rather than 40, but our run is pretty close to 10K, maybe 100 yards long. And some of the organizers insisted that it had to be done on Kwaj bikes, and thus the name Russman. But even then, some of us succumbed and got road bikes. So May 3rd, 1980, right on this spot, I think about 43 contestants gathered, and Russman 1 happened. And back then we went through security and actually jumped off the pier for the swim start, swam around the jetty, biked from here to the airfield, 6 complete loops, and then back on Ocean Road. And then our run is 3 loops of the core housing area. We've had the event every year since then.
Even though the original organizers were adamant to using Kwaj bikes for namesake, the competitors that hold to that idea are now a rare sight to see.
Most people participate on multi-speed bikes, but we do have a few purists. And the first one-speed bike to finish this year was Victor Burnley, and he's done the event over multiple Kwaj tours. He's done it 7 times. And he insists on using his one-speed bike. He's a purist. He will not use a racing bike or even 3 speeds. And we had a new participant named Greg Huey, just an environmentalist, just got here, and he did the whole thing on a 1-speed bike also.
This year, while with a typical amount of competitors, resulted in an influx of high schoolers competing in this year's triathlon.
This year, we had a participation typical of recent years. We had 28 solos doing the whole enchilada, and we had 13 teams, and most teams were 3, a swimmer, a biker, a runner, but there were a few teams of 2 where one did 2 segments. Contestant makeup this year, we had 6 high school senior boys, 6 of the 28, and that has never happened before. And then there were 2 more high school freshmen, so 8 of the contestants were high school kids.
Despite the weather, the competitors gave it their all on the course, with the encouragement of the community behind them. Some even improved their times of previous competitions.
This year it was hot, and it showed in the contestants, the times and their condition when they finished. So we like to see personal bests amongst people that are participating for the second or more times. And we always footnote that in the results, emphasis on personal bests. And despite the bad conditions, we had 3 personal bests. Eric Miller placed 4th overall for the men. He improved his time from 2017. And Ursula Labrie dropped her time about 5 minutes, just missed breaking 3 hours by a couple of seconds. And Elisa Fiore dropped her time by about a half an hour from last year, so that was a really big improvement. Considering the harsh conditions, 3 PBs was very good to see. I now think of Tom as the grandfather of the Russman. We're good friends, so he won't mind me saying that.
I think Bob said maybe 11th or somewhere in there. It's my annual exercise day.
How do you feel as far as?
Good. Better now. It's about 10 minutes later, so yeah, much better now. But yeah, it's just a fun event to go exercise with friends, so yeah, had a great time.
Tom has participated for a very long time, sometimes on teams, and he's done the solo event 12 times. And this year he won for the 6th time, and what's remarkable, he won the first time in 1997. Well, he just moved into the seniors division. This is the first time a seniors division contestant has beaten all the masters, all the open. The last time I competed was in 20 years ago, 1998. I managed to beat TC, and it wasn't on training or ability. He got a flat tire. That's the truth.
2019 marks the 40th anniversary of Rustman. Think you got what it takes? Training starts today.
Such a beautiful day here in Kwaj. The sun is shining, the air... excuse me. Yes, you can't do that there. Yes, you. Come here. Can't you read the sign? That's not allowed. Sure, it's your choice to smoke, but don't expose others to it. You need to do that somewhere else. Wait. Safety first. Attaboy. Up, you can't do that while riding a bike. Or in any vehicle for that matter. You can't smoke there. No, you can't smoke there either. You can't smoke there either. Keep moving. By the pool? No, that's not cool. You're not the smartest guy on the island, are you? A theater? That's worse than having your phone out during the movie. Okay, you definitely can't smoke in there. No. Oh, real mature. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. There are 2 signs, obviously. Okay, if you need to smoke, you must be at least 50 feet from any entrance. You're smarter than I thought. Feet? Well then enjoy. This policy also applies to electronic cigarettes and chewing tobacco.
Hey, take this by the golf course. It's urgent. Oh, and take the cart. It'll be faster.
Looks like you've got a big job now. Better get going. Now remember, all vehicles on USAG-KA are restricted to official use only, so personal errands are strictly prohibited. Up, safety first. Attaboy. No lollygagging now. You never know who's watching.
Oh, hey, Billy, listen, I have this stuff I need to drop off at a friend's BQ. Would you mind? Oh my gosh, you jerk.
Hey, pick me up a coffee while you're out. Hey, that's not nice, Billy.
Now remember, Billy, the key turns on the vehicle, and the envelope must not be opened before it arrives to its destination. Make sure not to lose either.
Hey, wanna go get our mail? Fine, whatever.
Oh, you got a key? Let's go get some food. Oh, okay. Chill.
Oh, you got it right. I think I forgot my badge at the gym. I can still see you. Hey, I can still see you. Hello, I can still. Okay.
Hey, can you pick up a case of beer for tonight?
No, you can't, Billy.
You sure? Okay, let's go.
Remember, transporting alcohol in a work vehicle is strictly prohibited. Personnel who misuse vehicles may be subject to administrative action by the command.
Oh, dude, can you take me to the airport? Please? Really? It's not that far. Man, I thought we were cool.
Well done, Billy. You made it to the vehicle. Be sure that letter gets to the correct destination now.
Vehicles on USAG-KA are restricted to official use only. Personal errands are strictly prohibited.
The definition of bullying contains 3 core elements. 1. Unwanted aggressive behaviors. 2. Observed or perceived power imbalance. And 3. The high likelihood of repetitive behaviors.
Cyberbullying can cause damage or destruction in somebody's privately stored electrical information. It can also fall into the categories of assault and harassment.
Did you know that research shows that bullying can lead to depression and anxiety and also make you feel isolated? That's why I think we should stop bullying.
Did you know 49 states have an anti-bullying legislation, yet no states have made bullying illegal?